he makes it happen. He says it, he's more than likely it's going to happen. 99.9% of the time, right? He's a great trainer and a really good friend of mine. So put your hands together for Mr. Arthur Singletary. Yeah.
Whoosh, boom, big, big shot.
Thank you for that nice introduction there, Reggie. I'm playing Mr. Porker man there. Gotta love Reggie, right? Gotta love Reggie.
Never talked in my life.
I'm telling you the truth, man. I don't know how it happened, but the day when I met Reggie, we just could never have a serious conversation. I don't know why we just can't, but we love each other, you know what I'm saying? So we understand that, right? So today I have the privilege to actually discuss. Keep you on Velcro. Yeah. Talk about closing business, right? Everybody wants to close business, right?
Yes.
Yes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cover some objections that you go through in regards to maybe some guys are out there trying to close a business and how to know how to overcome those objections, right? Let me see here. This thing it's called the presentation room?
Yeah. No. Well, general training.
Pop up over there. General training room. Don't be better for it.
You can see me when I trust me. So, anyway, but I think that what needs to happen is that when you're having conversations with people, I say first of all, is that when you talk to somebody about closing a policy, you have to first identify a problem, right? So a lot of times what happens is that when you go into someone's home, you only assume that they want the policy, right? You say, hey, they want the policy, they want to get in there and you don't close. And then you leave saying, what could I have said better or, whatever. But sometimes it's all about the questions. Maybe you didn't answer correctly. Maybe you didn't have a way to overcome what they had to ask. Because everything we have, everybody needs. Understand that. I want you to understand that what we have, everybody needs. They don't know it, but they do. I don't care if they got banks, they got mutual funds, they have stocks, whatever. This 7702 plan will be very effective in your portfolio. Everyone needs a diversified portfolio. I call the 7702 plan their safety net, right? The fixed, the variable, and indexing, right? So they all need to be indexing their money somewhere, somehow, right? So I'm going to go over a few things here, right? So when you talk to somebody about a 7702 plan, when they call me, they say, Arthur, they say, where do you think I should put my money? The first thing I ask is like, long-term or short-term, right? When do you need your money? Those will always be the first thing out of your mouth. When do you need your money? And then that's going to determine exactly what we put them in. Because if it's only for short-term, I want to buy a home, and they want to buy a home in 5 years, do we put their money in IUL? No. Right? So what can you do for them, right? Besides say, hey, I don't know, you probably want to go get a CD, I don't know, start your little mercy fund, a money market, they don't pay anything, but you have the opportunity to save, right? When they say, I want to put my money for 10 or 15 or 20 years away, that already tells me two things. If they have a lump sum of money and they want to put it away, I'll probably say annuity, right? If they say, I have money that I want to put in, I want to continue to add to, and then use it for retirement, so I think an income stream from it, that's going to tell me what? IUL, right?
Yeah.
So we understand, Nick talked about this thing called the bucket. The bucket, right? You understand that the bucket is how much money you can shove into an IUL based upon the face value, their age, right? Basically, because if somebody want to put in $10,000 a month or whatever, you understand that you have to raise the face value to make sure you get that money in without the policy maker, right? Modified endowment contract, right? So, with that said here, so they would say, if somebody said like, hey, I would ask them, do you want to lose money? You want to protect your money, right? Do you want to lose money or do you want to protect your money? If you have the choice to put your money where it's guaranteed to not only will it grow, but keep you out of the market, you don't have to pay taxes on it, and all those great things, but you want that. And 9 times out of 10, people will say what? Yes. What's going to follow after that?
What is it?
What is it? Right? What is it? So if somebody asks you what is it, what would you say, Eddie?
They say what is what?
What's this thing you talking about? Where I pay no taxes, guaranteed growth, and no losses.
Yeah, so it's actually a plan. Not everybody qualifies for it, but depending if you're a business owner or if you're middle income, this is a 7702 plan, which basically means is you can take advantage of the tax capabilities it has. Basically, it's going to be a tax-free plan if you do qualify, where your money is going to grow tax-free, and you're going to be able to actually withdraw that money tax-free in the future should you need it. If you don't, and you were to pass on and you were to die, then your family not only gets the insurance, but also gets the cash money you built up or accumulated over that period of time.
There's a whole lot of stuff in it.
Yes.
But you get that, right?
Yeah.
So I make sure I do it slow. If I make sure I pace myself on program, make sure I eye contact, make sure they understood what I said. Sometimes they don't. It's a lot.
Right.
I try to milk it a little bit.
Because they're gonna ask you, what is it? I tell them, I say, it's a product where it's, this product is actually indexed. It's in the market, right? So this product actually allows you to be in 3 different types of markets. So you got the SP 500, you got the Asian, and you got the Euro market, right? They go, okay, so how is it guaranteed that I don't lose money? How is that possible, right? Because I said, well, I want you to understand something. Your money is actually mirrors the market, but it's actually protected by the insurance company. Now, what I tell them is that I want you to understand this. Yes, I said life. Yes, I said insurance, but I don't want you to understand. But I don't want you to just key in on the insurance. I want you to understand what the insurance does for you. So I tell them about the candy wrapper thing, right? So your money is the candy. The insurance is the wrapper, right? You understand that you have to have a wrapper. If you went to the store to buy candy, would you buy candy without a wrapper? No, right? So I said, look. So the wrapper is what's going to allow your money to grow tax-free. No losses, no gain. I mean, all the gains involved in it. The insurance company takes the risk. How many insurance companies have you ever known to go out of business? They'll say none, right? So, well, how many other banks have you known to go out of business? A lot, right? So what I want you to understand is that that's why they can protect your money. Now, there is one bad thing about it, tell me. And what's the bad thing about it? You think?
Out of Florida. I know it's a good thing.
What's the bad thing? It has a cap.
Cap.
Right? So you understand that what I mean by cap is that you have 15% cap. So if the market does 30%, 25%, they get the rest of that. You only get the 15%. If the market does less than 0.75%, negative 20, negative 30, they take that risk on and you get to maintain 0.75%. So therefore, they can guarantee your money constantly grows. So you understand that, right? They go, yeah, great. So let's go back to let's think about what we want and not worry about the life insurance. Life insurance is like a plus. It's the wrapper, right? Get past that, right? So I'm going here, right? So where it says, would you rather get tax-free now or later or never?
Never.
Never, right?
Never.
You have to use those things. People will come down and say, look, man, I understand this, that if people were poor, taxes really don't matter. You understand that? Like they get $12,000, $13,000, $14,000, $14,000, they will say, well, I need a tax write-off. No, you don't. No, you don't. What you need to do is put your money in something where it can grow tax-free for your retirement. Therefore, less money go back to Uncle Sam. So let's get your money in something where it can grow tax-free, right? What's the most important thing in your life? When you stand with people and they kind of give you kickback and they go, oh, I don't know if I need that. I don't know if I need that. You say, so you don't know that you need what? Right? You can't make a statement. You say you own it, right? I don't think I need that. You don't need what? You don't need that what? I ask questions on it. Well, that thing. What thing talking about? Well, I don't think I need to have life insurance. So what you're telling me is that you got a couple $1 million set away, so if you pass away, your family can live on that. No, I don't. Well, then why don't you need life insurance? Because the majority of things that life insurance is death, right? Well, I don't plan on dying, well, nobody plans on dying, but it's going to happen and stuff. So if you were to have to pass away today, how would your family survive? If that's important to you enough that you go to work every day and you get a paycheck and you pay the bills and you feed them and you have a house for them, so if you left tomorrow, what's going to sustain that for you? Right? So if you really love your family and you love life insurance, you understand exactly what it does for you. There's 2 things. It erases all debt and replaces your income. So if you're really serious about that, then you would understand how life insurance works. You transferring your risk over to another company, like on your car insurance, to make sure that if you hit somebody, you ain't got to go into your bank account. You just call your insurance company and go, hey, I just hit somebody. Now your deductible, depending on what you have, is it. We don't even have deductible here. So automatically you get paid, right? And stuff. So you gotta understand that, right? If you love your family, why would you not want to protect them, right? Out of the methods we have see here, out of all the methods on how we help people, what would you say the most? Out of all the methods on how we help people, what would you say most? That's kind of like when we really sell the opportunity. We help people in regards to help them become financially independent. That's not kind of conducive what I want to say, right? Would you rather temporarily protect your family? So for somebody to say, hey, I don't believe in whole life insurance. I believe in term. It's cheaper because this is Dave Ramsey, whoever you write. It's cheaper. Therefore, I think it makes sense. I pay a little term and I invest my money in the rest. So you ask the person this: I ask them, do you buy a car or do you lease a car? They say I would never lease a car. I go, why not? Why not? Because I don't want to waste my money. I want to pay for it. I want to own a car. I said, so you're the type of person to believe that when you pay for something, then ownership is very important to you, right? Then why would you not want to own your life insurance? You know what I mean? So my question to you is that, so you plan on dying 15, 25, or 30 years from now. And if you don't, then why you have a term? Right? Because term is only really there to supplement what you have that's permanent. Right? So you tell people, say, in the very beginning of your life, when do you need the most insurance? I just told you, in the very beginning of your life, right?
Yeah.
So in the very beginning of your life, when you need the most life insurance. So I would, if hypothetically you needed $1 million now, maybe when you get 55 or 60, you don't need $1 million. So that means that gives opportunity to do what? I can drop off the term and you continue on with your life with the permanent, right? But understand that if I give you a term right now and the term expire and you had health problems come down the road, you won't be able to afford it or you maybe won't even qualify for it. Is that where you want to be? Because see, Dave Ramsey said that by the time you get 30 years of age, you should have $1 million saved up, $200 million saved up. I don't know too many people that save that way. It sounds good. And if I had $2 million, I really wanted to be transferred over to my loved ones than try to worry about them trying to pay bills with it. Because I worked hard for it, right? So if I got that money, why not buy something to protect my future? That makes sense to you? So that's the thing right there, right? You gotta say, you gotta get something that's permanent because you don't know what your health is gonna be. And I'm pretty sure you know somebody in your family that probably said, I'm the healthiest person in the world, and went to the doctor and realized all of a sudden I got diabetes, I got cancer, they got thyroid problems, or whatever, and then they go, man, you know what, I wish I would have got that permanent life insurance. You gotta make people understand, if you love term, if they love it, that's great. But they need to understand you gotta get something permanent. Don't let money cheat you, because what's cheap now will cost you later in the future, right? Right? I got hot, or is it just me?
Fired up. That's what it is.
Fired up.
That's what it is.
Hot environment, huh? The other one says, if you look at it, says number 7, if I can improve your family financial situation, would you allow me to? You know, what I ask people is, I ask them all the time, if I could, is it possible? Would you let me? Because you're asking permission. You got to ask permission. You can't say, hey, you need life insurance. Hey, you need to talk to me. Hey, you need to do this. Why wouldn't you do this? If you love, you know what I mean? So you say, look, you know what? If I could put you in the position or place you in the opportunity or whatever to allow me or to implement something, is there a reason why you would not want to follow through with that? They get to answer that, right? So you got to understand. You got to allow me to come into your life and change your life, right? So that's the understand. That's the key word there. You got to allow me, right, and let me help you. I said, the lady started. You did an interview. The reason why I did this policy is all I heard from you was help. All I keyed on is that, man, I love the fact that I help people. I can't wait to help you. I know I'm here because you guys see how I can help you. You understand? I just kept using that word help and help and help and help and help. But they know all they thought, he wants to help us. It sounds good to me, right? So you got to find a word. You understand that you're there to really get people to change to change their thought process. That only happens by the words that you use, right? Now, when we first start out, we try to tell people about their report card, right? Number 10. Look at your financial report card. What grade would you give yourself? We use that because we want to disturb people. She had the 5 pillars sheet you have. So you use that because I use mine in the beginning. Some people use it in the end, whatever. I use it in the beginning because that's going to tell me exactly how I'm going to structure my presentation. That makes sense to you?
Yes.
Right? So I want to know if they don't have a 401k, they don't have no life insurance, then I know I can kind of focus those things. If they put those things that's not important to them, then I'll find out which ones are important to them, and I key in on them. Then I know exactly what's important. Oh, life insurance. Oh, saving money. Oh, college funds. Great. I know that when I'm talking about my presentation, I'm going to talk about how this thing can do all those amazing things for you. Right? Because if you don't disturb people, they don't move. I don't mean embarrass them. I mean, honestly, look at them and say, look, based upon everything you've seen right here today, is there a reason why you don't want to move forward to change these things? Do you not want to make yourself better? Because you guys just said you're getting a D. If your child came home with a D, would you be happy or would you expect more from them? This one, I'll expect more from them, right? So if you expect your child to be in the A's and B's, why aren't you there financially? Would you not want to get there? And if you do, then I can show you exactly how this is going to help you with your kids' college funds, help you build up some long-term savings for whatever you want to do, right? Or it's going to be something that's going to come and add additional security to what you already have in place. Because see, everything, you really don't want to just take things what people got in place and remove it. They get scared, especially long-term stuff, right? So if they, hey, I already got an advisor, I'm good to go. Yeah, I see it, but did your advisor tell you about this? No. So would you want to add this to that? It's possible, right? Right? Make sense?
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yes.
Right?
You put this together, Han.
No, G did. No. See what it says here? Champion League. You had to go to G's thing and get this book that you had to go through. I got the book, right? You would get about an electronic form, you know, it gets spread around. It's about the book. $25.
Yeah. The G does it.
Right? Now that you know how the 401k or simply plan, which one would you think is better for your family and your money? This is what you got to understand. Just because somebody has a 401k doesn't make it bad. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
You understand that? 401ks, they have some hiccups. We understand what they do, but if they love their 401k, you need to praise them on that. I love the fact that you started something. I love the fact that you took it upon yourself to get started on your financial future. But now that you know there's something better, is there a reason why we cannot make that change? Is there a reason why we cannot add this 7702 plan to your life? Because if the companies match, let's pay to the match. It's free money. So get the match, and then let's go put your money somewhere else. Understand, because they put $400 in a 401k and they stop and they reduce it, doesn't mean they got the money free. Because when they stop taking money when they stop giving to the 401k, the income's gonna go higher. Because now they don't get taxed more, right? So you can't say, hey, we take $300 and put it here and it won't go there. You guys say, look, based upon you understand, there'll be a little change in there. So but you don't really need a tax break. I ask you times, do you get money back at the end of the year or do you pay? Oh, man, I get $7,000 back. And guess what? You need to make a change. Now one of you should get money back for taxes. You understand that? Unless you got kids out the in-game credit, but you shouldn't. You should pay. Between $200 to $500 you should pay in tax. That means that you got your money in the house and you're using it to go put it away for your financial future. If you don't, I mean, you gave Uncle Sam a tax break. You gave Uncle Sam free money throughout the year to use, and you get it back at the end of the year, and you do what with it? Right? You go back and buy a thing, Uncle Sam will get it back again. So when you got clients that get money back who's got kids, you say, hey, what you need to do is let Uncle Sam fund your kids' retirement plan. Let Uncle Sam fund your kids' college fund. Take that $1,000, whatever, pay off for the whole year, and then go do whatever you want to do with it. But you got money here at the end of the year, when you try to fund them annually, at the end of the year, that's going to take care of that, where you ain't going to worry about it for the whole year. Right?
Good stuff.
But that's it, though, right? That's it, right? Let's go right here, right? Does the cost of insurance justify saving money with this strategy? The girl said, Arthur, what's the cost of insurance? How much percentage am I paying? How much am I giving? I said, look, if I were to tell you I'm going to give you $10 million, does it matter what I make? No. If I'm giving you $10 million, does it really matter how much I'm making? Because you're getting something, right? So people kind of think that, okay, so in these policies, is there a fee? Yes, there's fees. That's for indexing cost fees. but I could say maybe 2 or 3%. I'll tell them all the time, right? But if you're making 14, 13, 9, or 8% interest on your money, does it really matter?
Nope.
Because where you have it right now, you're making nothing. So understand that you have to pay, you're paying for all the good things that this policy gives you. Because where there's no cost, it changes junk, right? Anything that's cheap is junk, understand that, right? Anything expensive, you pay for it. There's quality involved in it, right? So you gotta understand that, right? Those fees mean absolutely nothing when it comes to your family. So absolutely the potential savings trumps the cost of insurance. We show them in there how the difference between, I think was it Matt that showed it between 4%, was you right, 4, or Nick, right? There's a difference between 8% and 3%, or 12% or 8%. So yeah, the cost of the insurance is well worth the growth or your potential of your future, right? What happens if the insurance company goes bankrupt? That kind of goes back to what I said before. How many insurance companies have you ever known to go bankrupt?
0.
Guys, you got to live with faith. How many do you know? Now, I tell them all the time, don't talk about banks. I remember what that bank was, Aegon, what that bank called it? Because ours is Aegon. What's the bank start with the A that went out of business? AIG, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Understand that what your money and these things go is back 4 times for every dollar you put into it. It's kind of like you understand that your life insurance policy has not been paid by your money. It's been paid by groups of people that are contributing to it every month. So your money is properly safe and protected. The government invests in insurance company. You think it's going to go bankrupt? It's going to go out? No, right? So it doesn't matter, right? So it says here, it says 99% of the time when the insurance company goes bankrupt, a strong insurance company comes in and buys the book of business from the pennies of the dollar, which is true. So instead of a statement saying ING, for example, it would say Pacific Life in the event where a stronger company comes in and buys it. So I say, even if they did go bad, everybody understands the importance of the value of the insurance policy companies and they buy them out. Right? You're good, right? Is it tax deductible? Is it tax deductible?
No.
No. I go back to say this again. When they ask that question, I ask them, do you need a tax break? Are you making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year? No, you need a tax break. You don't need that. People think they need tax break. I say, if you got a lot of money, you don't need to reduce your taxable income. You really don't. Why? That's why the 401k is a joke, make you think that, oh, you can reduce your taxable income, and then down the road, you can save money, it grows bigger money, so I can tax you more, right? So no, you don't need it, right? No tax double. But I want you to understand that you don't have to worry about paying taxes down the road. You understand taxes are going to be going up. Would you want to, and if you can minimize that impact, would you not want to take advantage of it now? Because we just don't know, right? So that's why don't worry about the tax deductible. Right? My contribution tax deductibles. So why would I say money is credit? Well, you can do that. I'll tell them that's fine. You can do that if you want to weather the losses. Right? You can weather losses. I mean, how much has your IRA done over the past 2 or 3 or 4 years? Right? Now, if you add to a dollar cost averaging, if you add to your IRA every month, it's going to grow. I got that. It's going to grow. But how much time have you given up for a little small tax break if they have an IRA, not a Roth, traditional IRA, right? So how much have you given up over the growth period, over a little tax break? Right? So you got to disturb on that and make them think. Have you thought about that? And once again, I'm asking, have you thought about it? Have you done your research on that? Have you looked at your statements lately? Let's take away what you've given and see what it's really done for you. If you put it in an IUL and take the same amount of money and watch that something that's not tax deductible but guaranteed growth. I guarantee you'll win every day. Every day.
I'll add something to that for you, Arthur. You guys got to realize, too, when you're on the field and they ask about the tax deduction on this, you tell them, yeah, but at the same time, that they have to remember that it's based on what they make per year, their tax bracket. But also, too, if they're not contributing enough to even change their tax bracket, it doesn't even really matter. Especially now with only 4 different tax brackets, somebody saving $3,000 a year, unless they're in a higher echelon bracket, it's not going to matter.
And even then, someone with a higher bracket, what's $3,000?
Yeah,
percentage of that
exactly.
savings. So it's like even max funded. What is it to a $500,000 earner?
Exactly. But these people that they only know what they know. They know from their parents and their friends that tell them these things they need to do, and they think that's best for them. You gotta tell people that your financial future has nothing to do with your family or your friends. It's all individual driven. We need to understand where you're trying to go and how we can get you there, based on your income and based on, like I say, the tax bracket, what you're doing, right? How the tax free? I say, hey, you know what? 7702 is a tax code. I go, when you go and you got a little tax book, how many times you read that book? I'll throw that thing away. You know what I mean? Marine Corps, hey, the tax book, hey, I got it. Don't throw it away, right? I don't need it, right? Right? I don't know. I go to the tax guy. You know the rules. You know everything. You do it. I ain't here to study. I'm here to pay you to do my taxes, not me study tax code. But you told me it's a little small tax code that basically states that if you take some money and you wrap it around life insurance, therefore your money gets to grow tax free. And tell them, go look at it. It exists. They just don't tell you about it because they don't want you to know about it. Uncle Sam want you paying taxes. Is that what you want to do? You want to give away money you can keep inside your house, right? So tell them it's a tax code. That's what it stands for. That money allows you to go and say and grow your money tax free. And ain't no secret. It's just that we haven't been educated on it. They don't put it on TV all day long. If they did, everybody would take advantage of it, right?
It's true.
How do I access my money? I said, look, they go, hey, so what if I want to take out $3,000 or $4,000? If I want $10,000, you know what I tell them? Make them. I tell them all the time, call the company. I don't try to explain to them. I don't trust, well, you call the company, they don't give you this and that. I tell you what, I want you to call the company. I want you to tell them exactly what you want to do, and those specs will break that down to the T based upon where your account is right now currently. And they'll be able to tell you how you gain access to your money and what it's going to take. I can just tell you there is a 11-year surrender rate. You're going to pay some money. It reduces, it's kind of like having a bucket full of water, right? So you only get a certain amount of access to it until the bucket gets completely full, and then you get your money. Because I have clients call, go, I just called and asked them, they said I have nothing. I go, what are you talking about? They just said I have no money. I'm looking at my statement, they said I have $9,000, they said I have nothing. Because the idiot on the other side of the phone didn't tell them that, yeah, there is a surrender fee. You have $9,000 saved, but if you were to take your money out, then you get nothing. The client don't hear all that. They hear what?
I have
Nothing. The guy called me on the phone. I talked about it and explained to him. Oh, I get it. All right, it makes sense to me, right? So you gotta understand when he called the phone. I'm laughing. I was laughing. He's going off. I'm laughing. He took my money. You said that. No, I didn't say it. Harry Bush talked to him. He said this. He said that. I'm laughing on the phone. Marine two's going on the phone. I say, warrior, calm down. So I told him, calm down. Let me educate you properly on how this thing works. And I went through a whole KTP over FaceTime. And he was like, oh, it makes so much sense now. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell. I didn't mean to go off. I said, I get it. I know. It's all good. Right? If you know what you're talking about, you can sell it. But if you don't, you go, oh, no. So understand, you tell your clients that your money is there. It builds automatically, right? Your money starts to build the day you put money into it. It starts to build cash accumulation. What you have access to, we talk about the long term, being committed, that your accessibility will be based on how you overfund it, right? It's going to determine when you can gain access to it. And you won't be able to gain all of it, but if you wait 12 or 13 years or 15 years level, you got everything fully accessible to you. I mean, remember, we talk about long term, not short term. If you need it for 6 months, 9 months, it will kill you. If you invest in it long term, it'll take care of you. If you do it short term, it'll kill you, right? What's a policy wash loan? Where's that, James? What's the wash? You know everything. I thought you like get a So hey, so it's the whole accrediting thing, right? They charge you 2%, they credit 2%, therefore it's a what? It's a wash loan. People always ask that question like, okay, so how do my money continue to grow? How do they do that? You understand that what they do is they open up a separate account, and they put that money in an account, and that account continues to actually accumulate, charge you 2% on there, and then it credit to 2%. Therefore, it's a wash on your loan. See, the money that you put in your policy stays in the policy and continues to grow. That's the beauty of it too. When you start taking from a 401k, whatever, once you start taking from it, there's no more. It doesn't go back in the market. It's done. There's more growth in it. You can lose it. And here it continues to grow. Therefore, when you pass away, they go back and look at what you use. They subtract it from the face value in your cash accumulation, and that's what your beneficiary gets. Powerful. That's why it continues to grow as you take money from it. I didn't know that. That's why if you run numbers on a 401k and run numbers on an IUL all day long, it will outlive them more than ever. Because your money never runs out. If you properly structure, that's why you got to properly structure it. If somebody says, hey, I got $250 and put in a policy, don't run the TP to $249. Trying to get your commission. Oh, shoot, let me see, 247. Oh, shoot, 237. Oh, 247. $3, right? You gotta do it right for the client. If he got 250, I'll say run that policy about 210 to 225, no more than that, right? Right? That way he makes sure that if something happens, whatever, he's good to go. He got the money growing inside the policy. It's all about growth for them, right? And also too, I tell you all the time, if people say, hey, I want $2 or $3 million, I want to get here, guys, you gotta run the numbers and turn it around. Hey, you gotta put $500 money here. You can't look at it and go, oh Jesus, they ain't gonna want that. And it happens, you get quiet, you look at them, start running numbers again, turn around and look, man, just for only $500 a month, you won't get your $3 million. So when you tell them for only, that means that it's not a lot of money. For only, right? But it goes back to Nick says, if you only put $100 in your policy, you only assume that everybody's going to do 100.
Yep.
It's that mindset. You know what I mean? Not to put my business. I put $2,000 in my month. So when I sit in front of somebody, I say, dude, you ain't doing anything. It's $1,000 a month. You're not doing anything. And who can do $1,000 a month? People that take savings seriously, and you can too, right? Yeah. One of the things, this is what I do too. So when I go into someone's home, I say, look, I got a question to ask you. Out of all the conversations, I go, look, man, between you and I, what's $3 to $5 a day? Is that a lot of money? No. Is it a lot of money? They go, Arthur, that's nothing. I have a what now? I got a 150-month commitment. Small numbers sell people. And by the time they realize, they start laughing, oh my God, I can't do 150. Yeah, you can. You just told me $3 to $5 a day is nothing, right? So that's why you got to probe for question how you put it in smaller numbers. You can even say, man, what's $9 or $10 a day? I'm pretty sure by the time you go to Wendy's and whatever you do, you blow that kind of money, and you don't think about it. Say, yeah, man, I blow $12 a day like it's nothing. I said, wow, have you really sat down and really looked at what that can do for you on a monthly basis and how much you're really throwing away? Right? And you rent it for them 12 times, whatever. And they go, look, dude, this is what you're giving away on your retirement. Right? So, you got the most. I saw that.
Flickers. General train.
Do that thing go to sleep?
No, you're good. You're good. There you go. That's great stuff.
Can the cap change?
Yes.
They ask you the cap change. What do you say?
Yes.
Can it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anybody have a GIUL?
Yep.
I did. Did the cap change?
Yep.
Damn, Skippy did. Went down 13%, right? 13?
Yep. Yeah.
13, right? And it stays that. And people will say, no, I've heard that they can change the cap on you. There's no guarantee. And I go, my question is this. If it reduces your cap, it still gives more than what the bank going to give you. It's still giving you more than what you're going to get from your IRA. It's still going to give you all these amazing things, but let's not forget what you're getting it for. Right? So yes, you can change the cap. When, how, I don't know. I don't care. All I know is I went from 15 to 13. That's still more than I can get anywhere else. Right? Yeah. Right. Can the floor change?
Nope.
No.
locked in, right? You know, so even if they don't give you 0.75%, still beating the bank, right? Still beating the bank. That's the floor is in there, it's locked in. You're good to go, right? You're good to go. Segments. It's like it's in the index. It's how they period out. And people don't really ask about these guys. Participation rate. You know what I mean? I had one guy today. Hey, what's the participation rate? Everything. Nice cost insurance, everything, right? But don't tell people things they're not going to ask you about. Hey, let me tell you about the segment. Hey, let me tell you about the participation rate. Because you want to be the smartest guy in the room. I want to be the dumbest guy in the room when it comes to doing that. Just give them enough to make them only answer what they ask you. And just because they get quiet doesn't mean they need you to feed them more. It may be they're waiting for you to go, the next step, now that you understand what I've told you, the next step is that you get your what? You get your ID, you get your account information, and we get you qualified for this thing. That makes sense to you? And you go, oh, okay, there's a qualification for you. Yes, there is. Yep. Right? Well, you know what? I don't want to talk about they say, well, okay, so I have to pay money now. I go, is there a reason why you can't do 225 right now? Is there a reason? Well, you know, I'll get paid the next pay period, whatever. Okay, great. No, that's good. No, we can do a trial that. All right? We can trial that. If you're really serious about this, then what we'll do, we'll submit the policy, which I don't really highly recommend at the time. But we'll do that and get you qualified so when you get paid, we wait and get that money in, right? You get the comp card and we submit it, right? So what I tell them this, let's fill out the comp card, how much we need to do, sign it, and let's date it for the date that you get paid. That way I know that I'm not wasting my time, and you and I both understand that on that day it's going to happen, right? And you'll get a text from me or call from me basically saying, I just submitted your comp card. Now when I submit a comp card, and they call me back, and they go, oh, I just thought I don't want to do it, it's too late. You understand that in the system, I can't stop it. I can't stop it. It's going to take between 4 to 6 weeks before you get your money back, or longer, because it's got to go through the underwriting process that they go through, right? And then by the time you get it back, they're going to then mail you a check, make sure you got the correct mailing address, because they won't give it back to you in electronically, they'll mail it back to you, right? All those things. You got ready?
Fire it up, man.
I keep on going.
Finish it out, man.
It's good stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the minimum amount can I put into a policy? Now, I tell people I'm not a banker. You can go to the bank, put $25 in, you put $30 in there, and they'll tell you you're doing amazing things. I'm here to tell you, what I want to do is I want to put in enough that's going to help us achieve your financial independent number. If your number is $2 million, then we need to put in exactly that minimum so that you can reach that. That make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Well, you gotta go, oh, if you got $100, we'll get you started, and then you put $100, and they wonder why it's not growing. They wonder why you hear anything where, hey, I never grew, you know what, I didn't have money into it. It doesn't work because you didn't properly structure it. You didn't properly structure it. I tell you all the time today, if you're not serious about your financial future, I don't even want to write the policy. I tell them all day long, I do. Dude, I don't even want to write the policy. Because see, I'm not in it to make commission, I'm in it to help people. And if you're serious about your financial future, then you too can come with $200 or $300. Let's do this thing right. Now we understand there's a minimum no lapse, right? And you don't tell clients that. Oh, guess what? If you can't pay it, then we can reduce it down to this and that. We think goes in their mind. Christmas comes up, a trip comes up. Hey, you said I can reduce it down to this, right? And then I will start it back when it happens. Me and Nick went and did an appointment. One of my Marines named Rodney started with $300 a month. And then I get a letter or something saying, hey, he reduced it back down to $150, which is well below the no min lapse, right, for policy. So I called him. I go, hey, what's going on? He goes, oh, I'm about ready to PCS. We're going home, and I need some extra money. I said, to go home and just blow money? You gonna stop saving money? Is that what we talked about? He goes, no. I told him that you need to start it back because you're gonna lose that money, and you need to add an extra $100 to it to make up what you didn't pay. That makes sense to you? He was like, all right, we start back at $400. And ain't heard nothing about it, right? All right? I can say that because he wasn't Marine Corps, right? He worked for me. What's the target? What's the target? I tell people, look, to actually get this policy started and to continue on with your path to get your financial independent number and ensure that you are successful in savings, your premium is going to be blah, 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 right? Your premium is going to be blah, 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 blah. Target is basically it's required for your commission, right? So when you do your times 12 to get your commission, get your points, or you do times 12 minus 1.25, you get your cash flow. If they pay less than the target, you're not going to get that. Meaning that you get what's called trails, right? Until you reach that. That's why you really want to pay the TP to get there, right? So the target premium is what's required in order to make sure it stays on track, make sure you get your full commission pays, and all those great things. What's MEC? I know you got to look at that 7-day pay. So they pay what you maxi put into a policy. You got some big timers. I got a guy named Nick did. I'll tell you about that story. Tell you about that story. Because Reggie, I walked into the oh my goodness, I can't think, into the pregame up over here, and Reggie goes, you just gave away 13,000 points? You gave Nick? I said, don't even talk to me about that. So we go talk to this guy, Arthur. I sold him. He didn't want an IUL. He was good to go. He didn't want anything. Nick, I need you. Right? You do want to do some variable stuff. I need you. So he comes in there. Nick sits down. And Nick goes, okay, what do you want to do? He said, well, I want to do that thing that Arthur's talking about. I was like, you want to do the what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna drop $10,000 into it, and I want to do $1,000 a month. I looked at Nick, man. Nick looked at me. He was like, "Thank you." He walked out to the car. I said, "Nick, add that up. That should be mine." He goes, "I had to drive down here, man." Yep. I walked the pregame. He looked at me. I think you did too. Like I calculated it, right? I calculated it.
I remember that day.
I remember
that day.
Me too. Me too. I remember that day.
Nick was like, yeah, Arthur brought me down there. I was like, dude, you gonna tell the story too, right? But people want to dump some big money. Guys, look at that 7-day plan and figure out how you can max that policy out, right? Max a modified endowment contract. Basically, what it says is that you don't want to make an account. I think Gary called me that time because they've already made an account. Once you go over the amount that's required to keep it inside the bucket, it becomes all taxable.
I got MEC'd, my policy.
It becomes all taxable. So that's why when you do a policy, in a little check mark, you want to MEC, yeah, you do. That's why if you run an illustration too much, it'll start showing reduced amount. It's trying to prevent it from MECing. If you don't, because I call some down to say I want to add extra $2,000 to my IUL. They go, hey, have you looked at the parameters so that you don't MEC it? Because if you can add money to it all the time. If you MEC it, it's on you. All become taxable.
But they're good at working with you to fix it.
If you might want to do more, increase the amount. Sometimes you got to go back in and, do a new policy, do temporary transfer, increase the amount, right? Can I add money in the years? Yes, you can. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. Can they change the tax code and tax-free status? You guys understand the company can do whatever it wants to do. I don't know. I know it's tax-free right now. Can they change it? Probably. Will they? I don't think so. Right? But that's what it is. I tell you all the time, all I know is based on what they tell me what to do. They can't. They won't. I don't know. Right? Never tell people things that you're not sure of. Makes sense to you? If you're not, don't give people solid answers, right? Right?
That's a split.
Speed down.
16 HKL.
Bless you.
Does my payment go up every year? Does it?
No.
Does it?
No.
They can.
Cost of insurance does.
Thank you. So you understand when they do increasing, their payment will stay the same. That's why properly when you properly structure this thing, you make sure you put enough money into it. Because if you do it increasing on the policy, when they get the money and the cash added to it, they're paying for more insurance. You understand that, right? That's why it's got to be structured properly. To make sure they got enough money that they can do that. Now, as the policy build, they have so much cash built into it, but they're not doing it from the cash. The cash will be less. So no, you can directly tell them, no, your payment don't go up. Arthur, does my cost of insurance go up? Let me explain that to you, right? I'm honest, keep it up, break it down to them. That's why we're gonna make sure the way we structure this has no effect on you at all. We're gonna make sure you get the number has no effect on you at all. That's why when they start taking income streams, they wanna lose it. You go back and you change the policy to what? Level. But you explain to them. Now we're gonna do you right by this, but if you die on a level policy, all that cash is lost. Right?
Unless you take a loan out on it.
But if you take a little bit of money here and there and that money grows, you're not going to take all that junk, dude. Right? You explain it to them, right? Does the cost of insurance go up every year? No. Depends on, it can increase amount, but nothing that they'll see. So look, man, that's irrelevant. Like I said, we want to structure it properly. It's already built into the calculation. The computer's already done a little great thing to make sure that you understand that cost of insurance thing, whatever, that you're covered. That's why we make sure we already going to say you pay $250 a month, right? Where are you getting your assumed insurance rates? Where they coming from, based off the market, right? Right? I said, look, man, all I know is there's free market, S&P 500, Hang Seng or whatever. The company showing that's where your money mirrors. It mirrors the market, and then they come up with the interest rate, whatever. It's going to decide what you get paid. Right? Now what does level A and B connect to? What type of insurance policies?
I thought you were wrong.
Whole life. Because the client go, look, I said, you understand the whole life, you don't get your money. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. Unless you pay for option B. Because option A is saying it's a level policy. But option B is going to say you want them both, it's going to cost you more on a whole life. Tell them that. They said, well, I didn't know that. Yeah. Whole life, you got to pay for that trash. I will. It's already included. All right? It's already included. What happens if I cancel? Depends on when you cancel. If you cancel the whole thing out, you pass the 15-year, you're gonna get taxed. All right, you're gonna get taxed. Come out better leaving 10% in the policy, take what you want, and let the rest let it just ease off. Right? Then you ask them, well, why would you want to cancel the policy? What's the reason for canceling the policy? You know what I mean? Now, if they say, oh, I just can't afford it anymore, we kind of come into the what? The no minimum lapse, right? Let me see if I can get this thing done to the no minimum lapse. Can that kind of give you a little bit of relief there? And if not, it's been a couple years, whatever. Let's see, can we reduce the policy, right? Adjust it, right? Do all you can to help them before you let them just go. I don't care, just go, because you know you're past 13 months anyway, ain't gonna charge back. Don't get. You're there to help them, and they have a reason why you want to cancel it. That's the question: why you want to cancel it? I can't afford it anymore. Really? How much? Maybe $10 or $15, $20. Okay, great. If I can go to work for you, if I can show you, we can get this where you can still maintain it. Would you keep it? Yeah. Right. We're here to make sure that they keep insurance policies. Right. You go to work for them. Right. Let's see here. Why not just put my money in a 401k? I said because when you go buy a brand new car, do you buy it without a warranty? That's what I'm telling you. Do you buy a TV without a warranty? Yeah. You ready? You want me to finish this?
Yeah,
You know, it's already 45.
Oh,
You're supposed to go for 40. He's only 20.
well, whatever. I'm fired up by this. I think everybody needs to know this stuff, regardless, one way or another. It kind of ties into what I was going to go over anyway. I can go over my stuff next time, just so I have more time.
Yeah. Right. So, but you know, do you want you know, it kind of goes back to insurance. It kind of go back to being a guarantee. That's why. If you want to put your money in 401k, then do it. But I think it makes sense that you have this too. I think it makes sense you have a guarantee in your life. A 401k doesn't give you insurance for your insurance money. 401k, so if you retire at 65, the market's down 40 or 50%, what happens to you? Right? So you die, the market's low, your family gets shafted out of money, and they got to pay tax on it. They're going to go on probate. They have nothing, but if you die on an insurance policy that's still locked in money, they get everything and more, right? So what do you want to do? You want to gamble, or you want to be, or you want to be in a market where you guarantee to take care of your family, right? Why don't most people know about this? Because a lot of advisors don't have life insurance license. You go to the bank, they don't talk about this. I go to Fidelity, and when you go talk about money, they don't talk about this. So therefore, you don't know about it. You go into your bank, they don't sell life insurance. They send you little things, hey, you get $10,000 worth of term insurance, you pay this kind of money, blah, 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 blah. But other than that, they don't say anything about you put your money into one of these policies to where it can guarantee to help your family, right? And you don't have to pay taxes on them. Uncle Sam want us paying taxes, you understand it, right? That's what you tell them. Uncle Sam want us paying taxes.
Hey guys, guests are ready. They're fired up. Go in there and ask them, wasn't that awesome? And they're getting ready to do an AMA. Okay? They're filling out the card right now.
This is the last one done anyway. All right? So they ask you, where can I get a 7702 plan?
Anna.
What do you tell them?
Anna.
Huh? All right?
You're authorized life
All right? So guys, when they ask you where can they get a 7702 plan, you say, I'm the person. People ask me, where can I get more information on it? I go, you can go on the website. They're going to tell you a little general information about it. At the very end, they're going to say, contact an agent. So get it from me. I'm the one who's going to break it down for you. They're going to say, come to my office, let's sit down, and let's see exactly how this thing can work for you. Do that make sense to you? That's it. It ain't that complicated. People only want to know information when they don't really want to move on it. You understand, right? That's their way of saying, I really ain't want to do it. You got more information for me. What part don't you understand? Oh, I don't understand how the money works. It's pretty simple. You put it into a policy, they put it into 3 markets, and it grows. When you put your money in the bank, how does that work? Right? You got that question, right? And stuff. So, other than guys, I hope you got something from that. Stay fired up, and see you all at the top.
Fired up.